They got 2 goals away from home. 2 goals straight from Africa. Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane getting the goals as they beat RB Leipzig 2-0 away from home. Well, the match was played at a neutral venue because Liverpool could not go to Germany. So congratulations to Liverpool. Finally, a victory, something that they can celebrate. It has been really difficult for them recently, all the losses that they've had to endure in the English Premier League. What a match we saw at the Camp Nou yesterday. Lionel Messi may be arguably the greatest footballer in history. Fair play to him. He scored a goal yesterday, converted a penalty, and Barcelona were 1-0 on. It was looking like they were going to go on to win that encounter. But if you talk of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo being the greatest player of their generation, at the moment, and even in the past 15 years, I think when we talk about the future, there is one name that we must mention, Kylian Mbappe. And yesterday he upstaged the legendary Lionel Messi by bagging a hat-trick. Not an easy feat to score a hat-trick and the Camp Nou. He becomes the first player to do that since Andrei Shevchenko many years ago. And Paris Saint-Germain beat Barcelona 4-1 at the Camp Nou. But let us not forget that we've had a situation like this between Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain in the past. Remember, PSG won, but that time they were playing at home. They won 4-0. And then in the reverse fixture, Barcelona won 6-1. But the player who really made it happen for Barcelona on that day, he is now playing for PSG. But he could not play yesterday because of injury, and people thought, okay, his absence will affect Paris Saint-Germain. But in the absence of Neymar, Kylian Mbappe stepped up. He usually does, and we know what happened. Paris Saint-Germain won that encounter 4-1. But this match is far from over. If you have Lionel Messi in your team, you always stand the chance. So anything can happen. Let us not forget that Barcelona once turned a 4-0 deficit from the first leg. But the different thing is that then Paris Saint-Germain played at home first, and we had fans in the stadium. So the fans at the Camp Nou demanded, and they were just all at it. And Barcelona went on to win that game 6-1 and advance ahead of Liverpool. But as we said, things have changed. Neymar is now at Paris Saint-Germain, and the next leg is going to be in France, not at the Camp Nou. And there will not be Barcelona fans to cheer them up to try and help them overturn that improbable deficits. So we'll wait to see what happens in the second leg. The UEFA Champions League continues today. We'll give you the fixtures of what to expect. The president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, has visited the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, to thank him for the support that the federal government has been giving to the NFF, and also to request for support in his bid to get into the FIFA Council. And the sports minister promised him that Nigeria would assist, and he hopes that he will go there and represent the interest of Nigeria. Latest from the Australian Open, Ashley Barty is out. Yeah, she was beaten in 3 sets by Muchova. Most people expect Ashley Barty to go on to win this, but in sports, anything can happen. We'll also be giving you the latest in basketball. Your team, the Tigers, will be in action later today against South Sudan. And then what is happening in the NBA, will give everything to you. Good morning and welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but they call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Egosa Agbeka, the sports maestro, is also here. Egosa, good morning. Let us begin from the UEFA Champions League. And we start in Spain at the Camp Nou. Barcelona 1, Paris Saint-Germain 3. Lionel Messi scored a goal. Kylian Mbappe smashed a hat-trick.
Well, I think that match lived up to expectation, despite the fact that everyone expected Barca to be at the advantage due to the fact that Neymar was absent. And
not only Neymar, they had some other players.
Was also, Angel Di Maria as well was also absent. So I thought, okay, this could just be the perfect time for Barca to take the advantage, pending when the return leg will take place. Maybe by then, Neymar must have returned. But yesterday, yes, they just decided to go out there and express themselves and just feel, okay, it's a game of 11 players, no need of relying on one particular player to support the team to do great stuff. When you have somebody like Kylian Mbappe in your team, and you have guys who could feed him anytime, any day from different angles. He's a player with a lion's heart. He could take on 2-3 defenders, and whenever he is inside the 18-yard box, he could score from any angles. The way he tore the defense apart, though in the first half they were disciplined at the back. Talking about Barcelona, they were really, really okay. But after that second goal from Neymar, even the way from Mbappe, the way he scored that second goal, I think it was a really, really beautiful one because he had that chance. But the third one from that curling was a perfect one. That was the icing on the cake. Well,
the enduring picture that I will take from that game, Kylian Mbappe scored a hat-trick, but the thing that will really stay with me forever is Gerard Piqué. In his heydays, one of the best defenders in the world, but clearly past his prime. And when you put him against a prime, well, baby, I don't think Kylian Mbappe has even hit his prime just yet. I think he's about 3 or 4 years away from his prime. But what he did to Piqué yesterday, and Piqué was helplessly pulling him, blatantly dragging his shirt, trying to pull him back. His speed is legendary, and yesterday he ruthlessly exposed the Barcelona defense.
I think he's a fantastic athlete. Honestly, it could have been 100 meters or 200 meters runner. If he decides to go into athletics, talking about Kylian Mbappe, he has got fantastic speed, of which that was how he left the defenders of Barcelona. Left them gapping for breaths yesterday. But all the same, I think Barca, they are down but not out because it's a two-leg affair. But the form that PSG they are at the moment, and if Neymar returns and joins this team, what will be the outcome of that return leg? That's what we are going to.
But it's so bad for Barcelona now that even if they win 3-0 at the Camp Nou, at the Parc des Princes, they will be out.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm saying the defenders, they let the team down yesterday because they just let their guard down. They lost concentration. The way the remaining goals came in, it was even the second half. Remember, this guy was on the yellow card, Idrissa Gueye, and before the second half starts, he brought him out and sent on Ander Herrera. And you see how the Spaniard, changed the course of the game. The free kick that he swung into the 18-yard box, that was made by a former Loni from Everton, Moise Kean.
Moise Kean got on the fourth goal for them.
So these guys, they played with players who have got physical strength, though I think they've got African heritage too, because if you look at their beats and all that, these guys, they are two of them, they were so good. So I don't know what's going to happen, but Barca, they've beaten them, they've knocked them out on 3 occasions, and they've also done once to Barca, and now you're having a coach, a manager who took Tottenham Hotspur to the final of the Champions League. He knows how to win games, and he wants to.
What's his name? Mauricio Pochettino knows how to beat Barcelona. He coached Espanyol too. And even when we had the great Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, his Espanyol team knew how to neutralize Barcelona. He was called the anti-Guardiola when he was in Spain. So playing against a team that has the imprint of Pep Guardiola, perhaps they just knew exactly what to do, and they won that game very comfortably, 4-1 away from home. Second leg will be on the 20th of March. By that time, Neymar will be back to face his former club, so we'll see what happens in that encounter. But take nothing away from the magnificent Kylian Mbappe, who was just awesome yesterday as they won that encounter 4-1. But it's not over yet. There will be the second leg, so we'll wait to see what happens. However, there was another game yesterday, and this time great relief for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp. They won that encounter 2-0 away from home.
Yeah, great result from them. He said he wouldn't take a break, that he wants to try and move on. And I saw what Alisson Becker did yesterday, despite having a 4-run of form. But yesterday he was able to save some crucial saves, that helped Liverpool to get that victory. Good enough for them, but 2 defensive mistakes led to the 2 goals scored by African stars. But then I think that is what you get when you play high pressing and you try to close down your opponent. Any mistakes from them could lead to goals coming down, and that was what happened yesterday. The back pass. Sometimes when you want to make a back pass, you have to be very careful and you have to be very direct. That back pass yesterday was really, really bad, and it was poor. And Mossala passed on it. Then a pass was also, a cross was also made into the close to the 18-yard box. A defender, I don't know what he was thinking. That ball, maybe he could have, hit that ball away, and he missed it. And what's his name? Sadio Mane headed the ball upward and just went to. So for me, I think Julian Nagelsmann and his boys will have to dig deep to turn the results in the second leg, because right now Liverpool, they've been on the bad run and now they just got a victory. They would want to build on this. So I think with what I saw from them yesterday, I'm sure Liverpool will make it to the quarterfinals if they maintain that same form.
All right, today we've got FC Porto taking on Juventus, while Sevilla will play against Borussia Dortmund. These are the fixtures we have in the UEFA Champions League for tonight. We'll go on this break and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Good dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's chosen toothpaste Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Yes, cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
It's a new day, a new beginning. As you prepare for the day ahead, just anything is not enough for a delightful, healthy start. Start your day right with Holland Eva. Taste, creamy, vitamins and nutrition. Life is so different with you. Holland Eva.
Hollandia Eva milk, right nutrients for a healthy breakfast.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816 170 1105 or 0703 623 4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Ancient city is calling. Oh, arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers of labor, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeats of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Our treasures are found in all nations, and our greatness is second to none. Our history history forever shall be written. How our kings have endured all times. A people cultured in unity. Our hearts beat for the land. Rich culture, stories of heroes, legacies forever be. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Unite and stand with each other. Forgive and let it go. Together we can stand, come what may. And the future lies in us. Teach our children to teach their children what our fathers taught. To fear and love the Creator. Only then shall we succeed. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, you're the heartbeat of Nigeria. Beautiful Edo, glorious Edo, stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be.
Singing this great song for Edo Queens. They will be in action later today, March the 6th of the Nigerian Women Football League. It will be Edo Queens taking on Bayelsa Queens. That match is is taking place in Lafia. So it's taking place in Bayelsa State at the Samson Siasa Stadium in Yenagoa. Good luck to Edo Queens, but they will be without two of their regular players who are on national duty. Their number one goalkeeper.
Christy Oriaku and defender Ogbona. And I think they should be happy that two of their players are going out there to represent the national team. That's the moral boost for them to also up their game and give their best in order for them to also get the national call-up, because it's an honor for you to pull on the national shirt. So that's the motivation for them. But they've been on the fight for, honestly. The fact that they've not lost any game this season tells you how good they are offensively and defensively. So I expect
they've won 3, drawn 2.
I expect them to go into that game with the mind of picking up maximum points. Whatever the host team, throw at them, they should just try as much as possible to beat them and get the victory. Because the more you win, the more your confidence, grow. The more you grow in confidence. So we've seen a fantastic play for them. So the aspects of these two, then those ones that are stepping into their position because they are regular starters, those ones are also going to have the opportunity to do very well in order for them to expect a call-up from the wardrobe.
Okay, other fixtures, we've got FC Robo Queens taking on Royal Queens. Dream Stars ladies will take on Pelican Stars, while Rivers Angels will play against Oshun Babes. Sunshine Queens versus Ibom Angels, who have been fined 1 million naira. Then Nasarawa Amazons will play against Abia Angels. And then Confluence Queens will take on Delta Queens. That's what we have. There are rumors about Confluence Queens and Kogi United being disbanded by the Kogi State government. We've not got official confirmation yet. Let's see what will happen. Let's see if this match will be played, if Confluence Queens will play this match. If they do, then you know that story about the team being disbanded is not correct. So that is the situation for Edo Queens. They are third on the table now. After 5 matches, they've won 3 and drawn 2, so they've got 11 points. Top of the pile is Bayelsa Queens. That's the team that they'll be playing against. So they'll be taking on the top team. Bayelsa Queens have played 5, won 4, I think lost 1. Yeah, so they've got 12 points. Rivers Angels are second. Like Edo Queens, they've won 3 and drawn 2. They are on 11 points, same as Edo Queens. But even the goal difference, everything is the same. So Edo Queens and Rivers Angels is the same. just puts Rivers Angels ahead of Edo Queens, but it's the same number of points, the same number of matches played, the same number of wins, and the same number of draws. Both of them have not lost. So that is the situation with Edo Queens and Rivers Angels. The NFC Robo Queens are fourth on the table. They've got 9 points. Ocean Babes are fifth, 9 points. Delta Queens sixth, 9 points. Sunshine Queens seventh. They've got 7 points. Confluence Queens are eighth, 7 points. Royal Queens are ninth, 7 points. Then 10th is Abia Angels on 6 points. 11th, Ibom Angels on 4 points. 12th, Nasarawa Amazons on 3 points. Then we've got Pelican Stars and who's this last team now? And Nasarawa Amazons. No, sorry, Nasarawa Amazons are 12th on the table. Pelican Stars, and I can't see this team. This team that is bottom. Did they write Pelican Stars twice? I'm trying to get the team that is bottom of the Nigerian Women Football League. So, but that is the table for you. Edo Queens are third, and we hope that after today's matches they would go higher and do better. A win for them will definitely be taking them top of the table, but that would depend on what other teams play. That's how things are going to work out for them. So good luck to Edo Queens as they play these matches in the Nigerian Women Football League. Okay, let's talk about the NFF now and the aspiration of the president, Amaju Pinnick. Yesterday, he visited the Honorable Minister of Sports and Youth Development, Sunday Dare, in Abuja, and he discussed, among other things, his intention to fly Nigeria's flag in the fast approaching FIFA Council election. He brought a letter thanking the federal government for all their support, and he pledged to be a good ambassador of Nigeria if elected into the FIFA Council. He's already a member of the CAF Executive Committee by virtue of him being president of the NFF. He said he's aware of the task ahead, and he appreciates the federal government for agreeing to support his dream. So he used the occasion of the visit to thank the President of the Federal Republic, Muhammadu Buhari, and all Nigerians for their unflinching support to the NFF since he emerged as president in 2014. Sunday Dare, on his part, reiterated the need for Amaju Pinnick to use his position and connections in CAF and FIFA to help promote and develop Nigerian and African football at all levels. So he said he's happy to see Nigerians aspire to be among the very best in the world, and that's the only way the country can have a say in the Committee of Football Playing Nations. He personally wished Amaju Pinnick the best and assured him that Nigerians will support him with their prayers. We know that there is only one sport for Anglophone speaking, that's English speaking African nations, and that is what Amaju Pinnick is aiming for. We also know that only 2 Nigerians in the past have ever got into the FIFA Council, then known as the FIFA Executive Committee. One of them, Dr. Amos Adamu, and the other, the late Oyo Orok Oyo, who during his time was ordinary life vice president of CAF. So this is the situation. Amaju Pinnick seeking support, and the minister pledging the federal government's assistance.
Well, they are both working together, the Ministry of Sports and the Nigerian Football Federation. So with the top chief team of the NFF, once support from the state federal government, we have to meet the Minister of Sports, who also, is a sports long person. He has tried to advance sports in this country since he was appointed. And from what I feel, this is a big position he's trying to attain at the moment, having gathered so much experience from being the NFF president since 2014, also a member of the CAF Executive Council. So a whole lot, is at stake here, and we just have to see in order for him to get that position. And that is also the fact that he has what feeling to ensure that his position over there will be to develop football in Nigeria and Africa. Yeah, that's true. If we have a fantastic structure, being arranged, put in place in Africa to develop the game, I think that will also be something to be proud of. So the going there is not just about individual, just about yourself, but also to do that which the country is proud of at the end of the day. And I would say, yes, at one time we heard about the league and FIFA Council, and this is what he was able to do during the time he was in the member of the FIFA Council. So I'm sure there's got a lot of support from Africa. There's got so much followers. There's got so much giving that support. Even the second vice president of the Mashe, and they also said, yes, anyone should stand here and do that. So he's one visitor as far as the Nigerian boys are concerned. So we are the cultural solution, nothing else. And I'm sure
Okay, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola says the Premier League should be worried about a potential rise in coronavirus cases because of next month's international break. Remember that Manchester City, they are away to Everton on Wednesday, but this game was postponed on the 28th of December, just 4 hours before it was due for kickoff. So it came during a period when Manchester City, Newcastle United, Fulham and Aston Villa, they were forced to call off matches and shut their training grounds after a surge in positive tests, and it sparks fears that the season will be paused. The situation we know has eased. The latest Premier League figures released on the 14th of February showed just 2 positive cases out of the 2,915 players and club officials that were tested over the previous 7 days. But Guardiola, he feels that a problem is looming in the form of next month's international games. World Cup qualifiers are due to take place in South America, Asia, North and Central America and Europe. While in Africa, the final group games of the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations have been arranged. So Pep Guardiola is saying that the Premier League should be concerned about this, that the only way to be protected from this virus is to stay at home and social distance. No contact, don't travel, don't move. But now players are going to their national teams, and it's going to be difficult afterwards to control it. So unfortunately, he feels that we are going to have a rise in cases. Remember that some of the players, especially those who came to Africa, went back, having tested positive. Yeah. Mohamed Salah was one of them. Sadio Mane also tested positive, and a couple of other players. Even Victor Osimhen came to Nigeria in Lagos and he tested positive. So he's warning that this international break, players leaving the sort of a bubble that they have in England now, because they cannot even relate with family members if they are not in the same city. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp could not even go to bury his mother because of COVID restrictions.
Yeah, I had to look at it from that same angle and back what he's saying, talking about Pep Guardiola. You want to stay indoors and just see how they can fight the COVID. Many will say, yes, let's do it because life first. Though the footballer, the players also who wants to have a fantastic run going on in different competitions also will look at it and say, okay, well, we'll be playing without fans, but since they will play without fans, and each time they step out of that bubble, they get contracted and all that. Why not just remain? And that's the fact that the reason why we have not been seeing fans in the stadium. So by the time they travel to different countries to attend international, engagement, then they might return with COVID. And at the end of the day, it would affect the club. They could stay out for a week or 2 weeks, and these are players that could be play pivotal role to the growth of their club. So for me, I think I have to look at it from that angle. But let's state authorities look at it seriously with what the managers are trying to do right now in order for them to see how far they can curtail the spread, because you cannot stop players, except, and there are some players, even when you ask them not to go, they can even write and say on their own they want to go represent their national team, and the FIFA could allow them to go represent the national team provided they take good care of themselves and all that. So it's hard, it's difficult this time when you are doing social distancing and are trying to stay at home, but football is still going on. Well, there's little they can do. All they need to do is to just follow the guidelines and still keep the distancing, face mask and all that stuff.
Okay, let's look at this bizarre story. It's not often that you see clashes between referees or officials and players. I know we have seen them, but it's not every match that you see it. So when it happens, it's something unusual. And yesterday we had that the referee Darren Drysdale, he locked heads with Ipswich midfielder Alan George in an exchange during their goalless League One draw with Northampton. The official moved his head towards the Irishman in the final moments of the match and then briefly appeared to square up to the 32-year-old before he was ushered away by a player for Northampton, Lloyd Jones. So this is the same way that we see players, they just square up to each other and their noses touching, their foreheads clashing and everything. But when you see a referee engaging in that way with a player, it makes you wonder what is going on.
Yeah, this is not something that one would like to see, but sometimes when tempers fled, you go, you won't know what, you won't even know when you are going to do some certain things because of the way and manner the incidents occurred, and one trying to control his temper. But this very incident, I think the way the referee was looking, it was looking as if he was really he was insulted or rather angered by the player George. But all the same, I think as a referee, as the official who is officiating a match, you don't need to go that far, no matter how offended you are by a player. But all you need to do is to try and calm things down, because you are the one controlling the match. Once you blow your whistle, everybody will remain standing, and once you say let's go, everybody, so they are playing to your whistle and you are the one controlling the match. But sometimes you see some players going off the line and trying to, because of the emotion. Sometimes you don't put emotion, allow your emotions to overcome your sense of reasoning when you are doing a professional job. But all the same, I'm sure this is something we don't see all the time. I'm sure after now we are not going to be seeing this again, because many will learn from this. I think players are mature enough, even if they are young in their ages, they are mature enough to to try and calm things down even when tempers are flaring up. But all the same, this is not something we would like to see.
But this incident is even mild compared to what happened 3 years ago now. In 2018, we saw an extraordinary exchange between a player and a referee. Remember, in the French league, a referee, Tony Chaperon, he was given a 3-month suspension after he attempted to kick at a player, and then he even issued the player a card. The player was running towards goal, he was trying to attack a ball and accidentally clattered into the referee, so the referee fell, and he just looked up and saw the player trying to move, and he just extended his leg, tried to kick at the player, and the player was like, what? It was an accident, what happened? And he then brought out a card to show to the player. Then, of course, he was banned for 3 months by the French league, and then after an appeal, they extended it to 6 months. However, that same referee was named the official of the year in League One and League Two by his fellow referees.
Sometimes there are some incidents that will happen. You to try to to take away the shine of what you've done so far over the season. But with those really watching and knowing what you are doing, they could still look at it and say, yes, sometimes it happens in life. That's not enough reasons for us not to award him the best referee. So for me, sometimes the emotions gets over people's sense of reasoning. I don't know, even if the match ends in a goalless draw and the player was penalized, does that mean you go head to head with the referee? It doesn't make sense. If the referee had pushed him and he had also pushed the referee yesterday,
we've seen referees pushed, we've seen referees punched and all that. I remember was this West Ham legend Paulo Di Canio, when although it was after they showed him a red card and he just shoved the referee fell. Recall too that Ronaldo was issued a red card and then he tapped the referee, and of course he got sanctioned for that. We've seen several times players and referee clashing. It's not something that you want to see, but it happens. So let's look at the games that we have tonight. Well, we've told you of the Champions League. FC Porto versus Juventus, and Sevilla will be hosting Borussia Dortmund. In the Premier League, it's going to be Burnley versus Fulham, and Everton will play against Manchester City. So City with a chance to extend their lead at the top of the table and really lay down a marker. Everton, one of the things gone in for the top four. Yeah, but if they lose if they lose to Manchester City tonight, I think they may have to reconsider their top four aspirations.
Yeah,
they started well. At even one point, we're saying, look, it's Carlo Ancelotti in charge, so they could go on to perhaps even win the Premier League because he's done it before with Chelsea.
Yeah, even when they drew 3-3 with Man United, that's form, everything they came with, into that game with, and at the end of the day, it was positive for them because they took a point from that game. Playing against Fulham at home and losing 2-0, that was an opportunity for them to also close the gap and see how they can find their way into the top four. But right now, even if they win today, they'll still remain where they are. That's the 7th spot, and depending when they get more wins in order for them to go up the ladder. But Manchester City, hey, these guys, even if they don't win any other thing this season, this Premier League, with that year, that is what they are trying to do. But I think we still have so many matches to play to round up the season. But the form they are, they could go on to beat. If Fulham could go to Goodison Park and get a victory, then Manchester City, who are in form right now, would also do the same. But sometimes it doesn't work that way. They could improve and also raise their game today against Manchester City, and it could end in a draw. It could also end in the favor of Everton. That's the beauty of football, and that's why the English Premier League.
And we hear Kevin De Bruyne is even back training. So
that's the moral boost for Manchester City. But I expect a fantastic match tonight.
Okay, in the La Liga, we have Levante taking on Atletico Madrid, while in the French Ligue 1, Marseille will play against Nice. These are some of the matches that we have in world football tonight. Okay, let's leave football now and go to tennis. Ashleigh Barty is out of the Australian Open. She's one of the favorites, and being an Australian, but unfortunately fans not in the venues. So she started well, won the first set 6-1 against Karolina Muchova, and it looked like it's going to be.
She was also leading in the second set.
Yeah, she was a break up, but Muchova won that one 6-3 and won the third set 6-4. So Muchova is in the semi-final. She's going to be playing against Jennifer Brady, who beat Jessica Pegula 4-6, 6-2, 6-1.
That was an opportunity for Ashleigh Barty. Even when she won the first set, the second set she was leading, and the heat, Muchova could not survive the heat. She had to call for medical timeout after taking the full timeout. By the time she returns, she just transformed into something else, and she won straight 5 games to win the second set. And going to the third set, that was that was how she also won too. So for me, I think even the Ashleigh Barty, she didn't even give excuses that it was because she took timeout and all that. She said it's part of the game, but she does not know if she was really injured, and that was but the heat was too much for Muchova. So taking that break and coming back to just turn things around and beat the world number 1, who is also the home favorite, that was massive for her. We've seen some shocks in this tournament, especially even in the men's singles, and now we are seeing the same thing in the women's singles. So it makes it interesting. But looking at new player apart from Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka, I think we are going to be looking at a new winner in the Australian Open women's singles. But
that's we are looking at two new
faces,
faces in the semi-final. If I am to stick out my neck, I will say the winner of the Naomi Osaka Serena Williams match will go on to win this. But do not take anything away from Carolina Muchova and Jennifer Brady. So they will play against themselves in the semi-final. The winner will meet the person who triumphs in Naomi Osaka versus Serena Williams. So that's what's happening in the women's Australian Open. In the men's event, we've got Dani Medvedev. The Russian is firing on all cylinders. He beat Andrei Rublev 7-6, 6-3, 6-2. He will meet the winner of the match between Stefanos Tsitsipas and Rafael Nadal. That match is coming up later this morning.
Okay, the Russian, that was a fantastic victory for Medvedev, but he has booked his place in the semi-finals. If he goes on to meet Nadal, it could be his last bus stop, but whoever wins today between Stefanos Tsitsipas and Nadal, that match is bid for 9:30, then stand the chance of meeting Dani Medvedev. It's still open, it's anyone's game at the moment, but I think only this is his survival the fittest at the moment, and only when the journey gets tough, as they say, only the tough gets going. So anything could happen between the Greek and the Spaniard later today.
Okay, from tennis, we go to basketball. We're not starting with the NBA. We are going to start with the Tigers, Nigeria's senior men's basketball team. They will be taking on South Sudan in their first game of the qualifiers for the 2021 FIBA Afrobasket Championship that's holding in Tunisia. So the best teams from the qualifiers will pick the ticket for the 2021 FIBA Afrobasket Championship, which is going to be hosted by Rwanda. They've already started on an impressive note. They won 3 straight victories in Group D over South Sudan, Rwanda, and Mali. So they will be hoping that they continue their unbeaten run when they file out in Monastir. In the first ever meeting between both teams, the Tigers were the better side, with Ike Irogbu leading the offensive with 13 points, 8 assists and 7 rebounds plus a steal, while Caleb Agada scored 16 points and 2 assists. Udofia is the acting head coach of the team, and he's standing in for Coach Mike Brown and Alex Nwora, and they said they are ready to continue from where they left off when they file out against South Sudan by 5 p.m. Today. Quoting Umfam, he said, "We know the importance of qualifying for the 2021 Afrobasket Championship and qualifying well. We don't just want to qualify, we want to qualify in style, as well as ensure that we are on track for the 2020 Olympic Games preparation." So that is the situation. The 30-year-old has been with the team since the 2019 FIBA World Cup, and he has assured that the players will step up to the occasion despite the absence of Coach Brown and Nwora. He said the importance of playing well and continuing our winning tradition cannot be overemphasized. Since we opened camp on Sunday, we have been perfecting our game plans while in close touch with our senior coaches who are unavoidably absent. Well, the Tigers, they narrowly lost to host Tunisia at the finals of the 2017 FIBA Afrobasket Championship. They are hoping to qualify and win their second ever Afrobasket title. So that's for the Tigers. Let's go now to the NBA and look at the result of the matches that were played yesterday.
All right, yesterday, Boston Celtics took on Denver Nuggets, and the Celtics won that match 112 to 99 points. Memphis Grizzlies took on New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans won 144 to 113 points. Milwaukee Bucks at home, the third consecutive loss. They were beaten by Toronto Raptors 124 to 113 points. Minnesota Timberwolves lost to LA Lakers 112 to 104 points. Oklahoma City Thunder were beaten by Portland Trail Blazers 115 to 104 points. While Phoenix Suns at home were beaten by Brooklyn Nets 124 to 128 points. Then the matches to look at for Elias of tomorrow. Orlando Magic will take on New York Knicks. Boston Celtics versus Atlanta Hawks. Philadelphia 76ers will face Houston Rockets. Chicago Bulls will take on Detroit Pistons. Then Minnesota Timberwolves will take on Indiana Pacers. Washington Wizards will face Denver Nuggets. Memphis Grizzlies versus Oklahoma City Thunder. New Orleans Pelicans will take on Portland Trail Blazers. Golden State Warriors will face Miami Heat, while LA Clippers will take on inform Utah Jazz.
Okay, that's what's happening in the world of basketball. Let's look at your text messages now before we blow the final whistle. This one says, good morning. I don't understand. You said if Barca win the second leg 3-0, they will be out. Please clear me, Mr. Ibrahim Innocent, a.k.a. Milan or nothing from MMW. Minnesota. Well, if you understand how the away goals rule work, then you will understand that a 3-0 victory for Barcelona will not be enough, because after that, you will look at how many goals each team has. What will it be if Barcelona wins 3-0 at the Parc des Princes? What's going to be the goal aggregate?
To be
4-4. Barcelona scored 1 at the Nou Camp, and then they scored. Let's assume hypothetically they scored 3 at the Parc des Princes. It's going to be 4 goals for Barcelona, 4 goals for Paris Saint-Germain. So if it is 4-4, is that not a draw?
Away goal.
So that's, you now bring the away goal. How many goals did Barcelona score away from home?
3.
1. Yes, 3. How many goals did PSG score away from home? 4. So 4 is 4 not higher than 3. So that's why a 3-goal victory will not be enough for Barcelona. Okay, so that's why I said that. But I don't even believe that Barcelona will win 3-0. And I'm just saying, pointing out how difficult it's going to be, that even if they win 3-0, so they will have to score 4 goals maybe, and hope that Paris Saint-Germain does not score any. If they beat Paris Saint-Germain 4-1, they'll go to extra time and penalties. That's how difficult their task is. Hello, sports guys. My name is Chris. It is so sad to see Barcelona fall like a pack of cards to PSG. I feel pity for the Barca fans. If only they can learn from Man United how to beat PSG. Love you guys. Oh, we beat PSG United, and they are not in the Champions League. I don't make a word. By the way, Barcelona said I should warn all of you, all you fans of other clubs, that you should not laugh at him. Good morning, KUFM. Okay, don't think this is sports, talking about tribalism and other stuff. Okay. All right. Thank you. I think those are the only sports messages that we have on or have right now. All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Let's say before we leave, let us look at what's happening in the gossip section of the paper. I think we've got 3 minutes to go. All right, Manchester United, we hear that they are monitoring Real Madrid and Uruguay midfielder Federico Valverde, who's 22 years old. Everton, they will make a renewed attempt to sign Juventus and France midfielder Adrien Rabiot, who's 25 years old this summer. Marseille and Croatia centre-back Duje Kaletaka, who's 24, says he turned down a move to Liverpool in January. Austrian defender David Alaba, who's 28, has already announced that he's leaving Bayern Munich. So he wants Real Madrid to be his next club once he departs at the end of the season, and he has started to learn French. But a move to the Bernabeu depends on the future of Real Madrid's centre-back and their captain, Sergio Ramos. Alaba remains Real's top target to replace Ramos, though RB Leipzig Bayern Munich-bound French defender Dayo Upamecano, he was their preferred backup option. Manchester United, they went close to signing Upamecano for £1.9 million in 2015, according to the player's advisor. They missed out. Firing Portuguese manager Jose Mourinho will cost Tottenham Hotspur about €40 million. So is it not better to just allow him finish his contract and instead of paying him this amount of money if you fire him? So sometimes you don't, these managers that are fired, don't pity them because they get
position. Yeah, it's huge.
Sports chairman Daniel Levy has previously tried to bring former Liverpool and Celtic boss Brendan Rodgers to the club, and is likely to try again should Mourinho leave. But we know that Rodgers is today the manager from Leicester City, and they are doing well. English winger Demarai Gray says he was never offered a new contract at Leicester before he moved to Bayer Leverkusen in January. So these are some of the things happening in the gossip section of the papers. All right, time for us to blow the final whistle on this edition of the show.
It was very tough, and I was a bit lost on the court, and my head was spinning, so I took a break. It hurt me. I tried to get back, played a bit faster rallies, so we don't play the long ones as in the first set, and it worked well. Czech Republic star Karolina Muchova reacting to her 3-set victory over world number 1 and home favourite Ashley Barty at the Australian Open quarterfinals last night, and that's the final whistle on the show this morning.
All right, that's our package. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on a fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. I'm Sadi Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Ibracadabra. I've been doing this with Egosa Aigbekan. See you at 4, but please remember, stay tuned. KU News Update comes up at 9 a.m. Bye-bye.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 or Lowell Complex,